Hello fellow travelers and welcome back to the channel. Today we are taking an in-depth look at one of the gems of the Caribbean. We are looking at the Westin Grand Cayman 7-Mile Beach Resort and Spa. Whether you are planning your next vacation or just dreaming about sandy beaches, I will take you through an in-depth look into this specific resort on the Grand Cayman Islands and see if it's something you're interested in. Stick around to the end of this video and I will give you my overall rating of the Westin Grand Cayman 7-Mile Beach, and I'll also let you know what my favorite thing about this resort was. So I wanted to start off by letting you know that we visited this specific resort over spring break. Wasn't my choice. This was actually a work trip. So I would normally not go over spring break. So it was a bit probably more crowded than usual, but it was in the month of March. So if you know anything about the Grand Caymans, the best time to visit is between December and April for weather purposes. The rainy season really starts from like the June, July through the November time frame. So that's really like when you can think about rainy seasons and hurricanes. So we were plenty far away from that, but it was beautiful, unbelievably beautiful weather, but it was certainly busy because of spring break. This resort is nestled on the world famous 7-Mile Beach. The Westin Grand Cayman is known for its stunning ocean views, and it did not disappoint. So as soon as you come through the doors and step into the lobby, you get an unbelievable, tropical, beautiful feel. The other thing about this resort, which was really surprising and wonderful, was the smell. The smell inside the lobby reminded me of Disney. So Disney World resorts are really known for having amazing smells. They like pump it through. Whatever they use, it seemed like the Westin almost had the same exact smell, and it's very comforting, soothing. It's just amazing. So the check-in process was really smooth. We were helped right away. We didn't wait in line very long. We were there around between 11:30 and noon. Check-in I don't think is till 2 or 3, and we actually had a room that was ready at that point in time. I did check in on the app the day before and let them know when our flight would be getting in and about the time that we'd probably be hitting the resort based on travel time, and we did have a room that was ready. The other thing about this resort that kind of blew me away were the grounds. They were very well maintained, both in the front of the resort and on the back towards the ocean and around the pools. The landscaping was incredible. It was clean. I got up quite early some of the mornings and the staff was out cleaning around the pool, spraying down the deck areas around the pool, cleaning up the beach and things like that. Everything was very well manicured, kept up with very nicely because there was quite a few people, like I said there. So, cups and things were laying around and they were cleaning all of that up, cleaning the pools. So they kept up with the maintenance and just the overall grounds, and kind of the way the resort wraps around the pools was quite beautiful. Let's talk more about the Westin itself. It offers a variety of rooms and suites inside of the resort. So each room is designed for comfort in mind. They all feature the Westin Heavenly Bed. These beds are incredible. So if you've never stayed at a Westin or stayed on the Westin Heavenly Beds, they are pretty much unlike anything else. They have flat screen TVs and private balconies for each of the rooms, so that is a nice additive. If you're looking for a bit of a bonus to your room, you can certainly get the ocean front rooms, which give you beautiful views. Well, kind of beautiful views, because ours was oceanfront, which I'll show you once we get into the room. I would say we had a sliver of an ocean view, so if you get one of those side rooms, it wasn't that great. But if you get one of the really front-facing rooms, I'm sure they're absolutely incredible. So they do have those options where they're absolutely oceanfront. So digging into the specific room, the bathroom was very well laid out. I thought it was very updated. The shower was wonderful. The shower pressure was great. Just the overall layout of the room with the toilet being separate with a closed door. The sink and vanity, everything was fine. It wasn't too crammed. You had enough room kind of to move around. Plenty of towels. That was never an issue. The bed, like they state, heavenly, is exactly what it is. It was probably one of the most comfortable beds I've ever stayed in a resort. Probably the only other one that may beat it is Nemacolin in Pennsylvania. I'm from Pennsylvania myself and I've stayed there. Their beds were absolutely incredible and they had several different pillow options. So that's a bit much, but this was also an amazing experience. I slept great the entire time. The pillows as well. The pillows were very, very good. What's really annoying to me when we go to these different resorts and you pay a decent amount of money or a lot of money to go to these places and the pillows are awful, they're flat or they completely sink in, they just don't give you any support. They're just very, very good. A downside for me is the tech in the room. The TVs do not have a guide. They're HD flat screen TVs. They're pretty standard. So that was fine. But not having a guide is really irritating, especially in this day and age, when you have a guide at home. So when you're just flipping through channels, not knowing what is actually on the show, it's very frustrating. It seems really simple and stupid, but you think they'd be able to solve that problem with a simple guide. There was no Chromecasting, there was no logging into apps or anything like that, so the tech was a bit lacking in the room. I've been to quite a few places now where they have the actual guest login that you can use the specific apps. I always bring an HDMI cable with me, and I use my laptop to just plug into the back of the television. The balcony was horrible, just in the sense of views. We did have an ocean view, but I would say our ocean view is, what you'll see, is pretty terrible. It's probably one of the worst ocean views that I've been on, in the sense of paying for an ocean view. The privacy on the balcony also wasn't great. You know, the very open railings, which is fine, but there's no real privacy from the left and right hand side. The way the rooms kind of adjacent themselves back in like a staggered stair form is fine, but yeah, not a whole lot of privacy with the balcony. So just a heads up there. And if you ask for an ocean view and get the side of the resort, it may not be that great of a view, so heads up. Overall, everything else in the room was fine. It had the refrigerator, the small refrigerator kind of tucked away. It also had like a Keurig coffee machine, all the basics in the closets and everything like that. So everything else was great. They had the soaps and the shampoos inside of the shower, which was like the Westin brand. So no other major complaints with the room. For the size of the Westin Grand Cayman, there were quite a few of dining options. We did not eat at all of those because, like I said, this was a work function. So a lot of the times we were going out to dinner with groups, not even on the premises. So we're actually going out to the local restaurants, but there are a good amount of restaurants available on the resort. So I'm going to go down through a list of each of the restaurants and kind of tell you, essentially what is there, and I'll let you know which ones are there. So Ferdinand's is they claim is international. We had lunch there one of the days. The food was decent. It was pretty good. I'd give it a 6 or 7 out of 10. The great thing about it is the location's quiet. It's kind of off. If the ocean's to your back, it's more off to the right side of the resort. So it's quiet, especially for lunch and breakfast. I'm sure dinner gets a little bit noisier because it is right next to the beach house. They're in kind of the same building. They're just split. But lunch, super quiet, breakfast, super quiet. So it's a nice little tucked away place if you want to catch either of those. We were not there for dinner, and the food was decent. Next is the beach house. They're supposed to be known for seafood. We did not try this location. It's right next to Ferdinand's, like I said. It's supposed to be more upscale, higher dress code. And the menu looked, more upscale and fancy. So I would say if you're going out for a nice meal and you want to dress up, I'd certainly head to the beach house. Next is Tortuga Beach and Grill Bar. So this is the grill kind of right next to the pools and the beach, and they also serve you at the beach or at the pool. Very busy for lunch. It gets pretty crazy from, I would say, probably 10:30 through 1:30. The beach bar there also gets really, really busy. You can be served at your food at the beach or pool, like I stated. And the food was fine. It was typical kind of poolside eats, with burgers and things like that. The fries were good. We had the fish tacos, but they were okay. I wouldn't say they were amazing. Maybe like a 6 out of 10 for those. We only ate there once, so it wasn't that great. But some of the other food that the group we were with had, it actually looked quite good, and they said their food was good. So maybe just the fish tacos that day weren't that great. Inside is the Cayman Coffee Exchange, which is just the coffee house. It was a very nice coffee shop. I would get there before 8 o'clock in the morning. If you get there after 8, pretty much 8 till probably 2 in the afternoon, it is packed all the time. The line gets usually long. Pretty slow service. The line gets really backed up. They have a huge cooler for drinks, all kinds of sodas, beers, and things like that. I got the yogurt parfait for my wife pretty much every morning. She said it was amazing. Lots of sandwiches, breakfast sandwiches, lunch sandwiches, things like that, wraps. Cold and hot sandwiches also in there. So great briefs for breakfast and lunch, and then all the coffees and drinks you could imagine. They also had sugar and non-sugar Red Bull, which I was really surprised. You usually can't find no sugar Red Bull anywhere. So that was really great. The Catboat Bar Tapas. This is a classy lobby bar. This got very busy in the late afternoon after lunch into the evening. They had one TV, they had cigars as well as top shelf liquors. It was a pretty classy lobby bar actually. March Madness was going on. We were down there, so it got pretty crazy in the afternoon. People were all huddled around that one TV. It's not very big, not a lot of seats, but with all the lobby seating, people kind of got their drinks and spread out through the lobby. And then the swim up bar, typical pool bar, packed during the pool hours. They do have 2-for-1 specials as well. They were having 2-for-1 beer specials, so keep an eye out for that if that's what you're into. But they do have a swim up bar. And then Toes in the Sand by Beach House. Apparently you can sit on the sand and have your dinner outside for the Beach House restaurant. And then Woto is a multiple cuisine, Asian inspired. We didn't get to try this, but somebody in our party went there and said the sushi was actually quite good. So if you're into sushi or Asian cuisine, you should certainly check that out. So a highlight of this resort is undoubtedly its amenities. So the pool area is spacious and inviting. There's actually quite a bit of seating, and obviously the swim up bar. The seating really didn't seem to be a major issue until probably about 10 o'clock, at least when we were there. And the beach is incredible. We spent when we had some downtime, we spent most of the time at the beach because the water and the beach were incredible. I'd rather be by that than the pool. And what was really nice about the beach and the pool, each set of chairs did have an umbrella. I'm pretty sure that was the same at the pool as well. So there was plenty of umbrellas to stay out of the sun because the sun got brutal in the middle of the day. And the same thing was at the beach. So every single set of chairs had their own umbrella, which was really wonderful. And then, like I said, the beach grill, they had servers kind of running in and out. So if you wanted to get drinks and not have to get up, they would come and serve you and also bring you your food. And then if you're needing some pampering, the Hibiscus Spa offers a range of treatments that are sure to relax and rejuvenate as well. And I heard the spa was pretty amazing. But no, beach, incredible. Pool, very nice as well. Didn't spend a whole lot of time there, but was enjoyable. And I did reserve chairs probably around 7 o'clock in the morning. If you want front row beach, you're probably gonna have to get there about 7 or just a little after, from at least the time period we were there. There was a workout studio as well. There wasn't a whole lot of space, but it was fairly busy while we were there. But decent amount of cardio and then some machines, and I believe they had free weights as well. Just to touch more on the beach, it was right in front of the resort, which was very nice. Tons of seating both left and right side. There was no seaweed in the water as well. I did talk about the umbrellas, and then like I said, the front row, if you want the front row, I'd probably get there between 7 and 8. If you don't get there by 8 o'clock, usually the front row of seats were already kind of gobbled up. On the beach, there was also plenty of rentals as well, in the sense of water sports. So they had like the pull behind, like banana things behind the boat. They had jet skis you could rent. They could take you out on catamarans, scuba diving. There was lots of things coming in and out of there, which was right next to the resort, which was really nice. I took a picture of the pricing, so you'll be able to see that as well. But there was lots of action. So if you're gonna stay down, if you're coming down to the beach on the right hand side, just realize if you're closer to the edge of the swim area, there will be lots of boat activity kind of right next to you. So just a heads up there. Well, there's plenty to do at the resort. This surrounding areas kind of it's right next to you. It's really easy to get around. You can walk, on the street right outside of the resort and head to wherever you're going to go. You can take a taxi and get picked up right in front, and expeditions and everything can pick you up right at the resort as well. The resort is conveniently located by some of the best attractions in the Grand Cayman. So, the Turtle Sanctuary is very close. Stingray City is not too far in the sense of getting to get onto the boat. And then there's some other local tourist attractions as well that is not very far from the resort. There is a concierge as well, right next to the lobby where you check in. So if you want to set up some of those expeditions, you could do that right with the concierge, and they could set that up for you, and then they'll just let you know when they're there or when they're coming. Are you traveling with family? The Westin Grand Cayman was actually quite family friendly. There was lots of activities for kids and reliable babysitting apparently. I didn't use it. I don't know anything about it, and I didn't ask anybody who had children there if they used it, but they do have those services, and they also have a kids club, which I'm sure is quite a hit. We've been to quite a few resorts with kid clubs like specifically like this, and they seem to be great and accommodating for keeping kids busy if they want to spend the day there instead of being by the pool or the beach. So to close this video out, my overall rating for this resort was an 8 out of 10. The beach and beds of this resort really what made it stand out. I slept amazing the entire time we were there, and the beach was unbelievably beautiful. The sand was clean and the sand was super soft. It didn't get really hot during the day, and then the water was calm and beautiful. I think the last day we were there, the waves were actually really crazy because it got really windy. And when I say really crazy, like for the Caribbean, like there was actually a little bit of a curl, so it wasn't anything crazy in the sense of being really bad, but no riptide or anything like that. It just looked like it was fun. No seaweed issues as well. It's one of the rare things we ran into in the Caribbean recently, where there was seaweed kind of everywhere. This resort didn't have even a hint of that. And there was lots of people in the morning, especially if you went out early to the beach, walking their dogs down the beach back and forth. And then lots of people just, going on their morning walk. So that was quite a treat for a lot of people. So 8 out of 10 for me. And I loved the beach and the beds from this resort. So I want to thank you for joining me on this detailed tour of the Westin Grand Cayman on 7 Mile Beach. Once again, if you have any questions about this specific resort, or I didn't cover something that you were interested in knowing about, just leave a comment down below. If you've been here, let me know if you agree with some of my comments or my rating or the things that I think are best. If you plan on going and you're looking forward to it, hopefully this answered some of those questions. If you like these types of videos, certainly check out some of my other reviews like this one here, and we will catch you in the next video. Thanks.